Morning, this is Melanie with Thriving the Fishbowl. I have somebody special with me today. Who are you?
Mary.
Mary, what is on your head, Mary? What's her name?
New blankie.
New blankies on your head. All right, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I am here to talk to you just real quick today about your long-term view. We've been talking about finances, and I have told you in the past few days several different concepts. Number one, I said you need to have a budget, okay? Number two, the next step you need to do is have $1,000 in a beginning emergency fund. And then number three, you need to work to snowball off your debt. So you pay off the smallest debt, then the next smallest, and work your way up to paying off your debt. Then yesterday I talked to you about the idea of having a financial, a spending fast, taking a break from spending on everything but necessities. All right, and so obviously these are going to take longer than I'm doing each day. This is going to be a long-term process. And so after you do those things, what would you do next? All right, because you've paid off all your debt but your house. So what would you do? All right, you have to focus on the long term. So I'm taking these from Dave Ramsey's steps. And so number one, what you would do is you need to have a fully funded emergency fund. And so this needs to be like enough for you to live 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Because, you know, whether we like it or not, like I said earlier this week, the chances of 78% of us will have something major happen within the next 10 years of our life. And so we have to have a long-term view of our finances, okay? And so you want to have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in the bank, all right? And it needs to be liquid. And what does liquid mean? That means it can be, you can get access to it without a lot of penalties or your money losing value, all right? Now, this probably seems like a huge, long, far off goal, okay? Because I know it does for us, for everybody, all right? But you can work towards that. The next thing you would do, now what would you do? You have your emergency fund. Would you go towards would you think college or would you think retirement? Most people, and we actually thought this too, would think, next I need to worry about my kids' college. But no, that's not true. A really good friend just told us, you know what? You have to have livelihood when you retire. Your kids don't have to go to college. Now that seems really harsh because we all want our kids to go to college. So the next step would be putting some money into retirement. And if you have questions on this, I really strongly suggest you get the book Total Money Makeover because he goes into it in detail. Or like we have a really good friend who does finances, and so we reached out to him and he helped us, say what's the law, he looked at all of our, our life, and he said here's where you need to focus. And so the next thing is you have to worry about retirement, okay? And so I looked up some stats. Do you know that 50% of all of us that are working age have less than $25,000 to live off of when we retire? And even more than that, USA did a poll, and they 100 people, out of every 100 people who are 65 years old, 97 out of that 100, leaving only 3, only 97 of them cannot write a check for $600 right now if we ask them to. And this is retirement age. Now, most of us think, oh, when we retire, we're going to live it up. The statistics are not proving true, so we need to worry about our retirement. Then after the retirement, your next step would be to worry about college. Now, college, one thing I want to caution you, college is great, but we cannot put all of our hope in it for our kids. Do you realize how many college graduates are coming back home to live with mom and dad now? In fact, there was a survey done just last year, and 36% of college seniors who are graduating with a bachelor's degree are planning to move back in with mom and dad. It's crazy. This is something we've never seen before, and it goes with the generations and all that stuff. And so we have to realize, college is important. We want to encourage our kids to go, but the goal is not like a pedigree college. That's great, Harvard and, even Virginia Tech, they're great. But the goal is to give your child knowledge that will take them through life. And so, it may be, we've talked to Elijah, he has his heart set on Virginia Tech, and that's great. I hope he gets a lot of scholarships and can do that. But there is always, we got to think about, should he do, early college in high school? Should he do, local college for 2 years till he can, save some money? Because here's the deal. You do not want to set your child up to have school bills. Because think about you, a lot of you have school bills and you don't want to have your kids going through that. And so if we can help them, then that's what we need to do. And so that's our goal with our kids, is to, help them not have to take out a loan, because it has been the biggest thing for us. We went to a small Bible college, but I'm going to tell you what, we got an education and we Abigail, no. We got an education, and then we were able to not have any debt. And that is a huge thing in life. Okay, and then, so let me recap. Okay, so your long-term view is to get an emergency fund for 3 to 6 months, do some retirement investing. Like I said, I can recommend a book to help you with that. Number 3, college funds, and so be investing in your child's college funds. And then number 4, the last goal for this section is to work on paying off your mortgage. Now, most of you, your eyes are going to bug out because you're going to say, there is no way in my lifetime I'm ever going to be able to pay off my mortgage. All right? But you can have the goal of doing that. Okay? This is goals. And you know what? If you don't have goals, you're just not going to meet them. There are so many. You can just Google, what are the benefits of reaching your goals? And your mind will be blown, because people who set goals tend to be more go-getters, because you get this drive inside you. And so I encourage you to think about those things. Don't lose hope if you're later in life, because, I believe that God will honor you for your efforts in trying to become financially stable. And so this is a long-term view. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, and then we'll be done with this series. But hopefully you've liked it. And like I said, Total Money Makeover goes into this way more than I can. But it is an excellent process, and they have helped so many people get out of debt. So hopefully you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.